Hey there, it's Patmos and nice of you to join me for yet another stream. It has been a while, but here we are. Like 99.95% completely healthy. Every now and then a little sneeze or something will pop up, but that's okay. And finally it's Victoria 3 time, so let's get going with that. I have been playing it a bit, so I know it a little bit, but there's so much depth into this game. There's so much stuff to be considering, so we're just going to jump in. We're not going to take a goal for ourselves, we're just going to play a sandbox game and try and have some fun. Now, I've been trying a bit with the audio. I hope everything's fine, but we'll see. I decided to start playing a little bit with the USA, as you could see in the title. I think it has a lot of potential. It's great fun, and we don't have to fight the big powers all the time. And that's what I like. I like a peaceful, quiet game. So let's see. We're not going to change anything. We're just going to start it up. There we go. Hi, Kevin. Nice of you to be here. That is really nice. All right, here we are in game. But now my streaming program gives me a warning, so I'll have to check something. Well, it says stream status is okay, so I hope you guys can tell me if everything's okay. Otherwise, I have to change some settings. I'm just going to quickly look into it. Well, that should fix things. Made a few adjustments. All right, here we are. Well, this is our country. We are playing with the United States of America. We have one journal entry, or basically some sort of a mission or thing. That's the slavery debate. We'll have to see if we have to get into a civil war or not, but we'll see. And, well, there's just so much to do, so much to tell, that we're going over it slowly while playing the game. And I hope the sounds are all right, that the music isn't too loud or whatever. So very nice of you, Kevin and Gratje, to be here. I've missed you guys. I'm happy to be back. I hope I can stay back for a long time. Let's see. Well, this is our nation. And basically what we have to do is build up our nation. And the main focus of this game is about economics and social stuff. So we'll have to build a lot of stuff. Basic agriculture, basic resources, and we'll have to build up industry. We can do some fighting. But we can also just completely set our government. We can see which parties will make up our government. We can set some laws. We can do certain institutions that will help us grow. So there's a lot to do. But let's start with some research, because we want our nation to become smarter. We want to learn new things. Let's see. We can do production researches. We can do military researches, or some for the society. Now, most production resources we won't be using straight off, because they're a little bit later in the game. All these upgrades are quite expensive to apply into your nation. So we're just going to start with some military ones, because we need to strengthen our military. And fieldworks will strengthen our defense. It will take us 28 months to research. That's what we're going to do. Now, before we unpause, we really have to set up our nation a bit. The question is, what are we going to do? Well, we have some Indian nations around us that we might incorporate at a certain point, or they might try to fight us. That's all something that can happen. We have the little state of Texas in a war with Mexico, and I hope we can incorporate Texas at a certain point. And of course, hopefully we can make the borders look like the United States are looking right now. That would be cool. So let's get going with it. I think we need to befriend Texas. I believe there is a mission called the Texan Statehood. And if they exist, which depends on the war with Mexico, so we'll have to see if they win. But if they do, that's good. And if we can make them like us equally to the number 20, then we can incorporate them, which is nice. So I'm going to begin improving relations with them. Then we can see what the war does. And as soon as they win that war, we can try and incorporate them, which will be nice. Now we have a certain amount of influence that we can use to make nations like us more or do different things. And what I like to do is, where is it? Get to this. We're going to improve our relations a bit with the big powers, France, Britain, and oh, that's it. We're going to save some of that power. We don't really need it. And now we just have to take a look at our economy. Here we go. So basically our economy revolves around our market. We have a certain incoming goods, we are producing goods, and we are using goods. And we can see right here the balance of that. So we can see that we produce fertilizer and we're producing more than we need. So we have a surplus that we can sell. But because of that surplus, the price is really low. And you can understand if you have a shortage, prices will rise, especially of some luxury goods. Now, in order to build our economy, we're going to need a lot of building materials. And if we go to this one, you can see the construction sector. That's where all the building happens. They will do all the building for us. And in order to build buildings, we need tools, we need fabric, we need wood, and we need iron. And we can already see that we have quite a tool shortage. And if we go down here, we have a little coal shortage, we have an iron shortage, and we have a little wood surplus. So if we want to start constructing more buildings and do that quicker, then we're going to need to invest in our building industry. How are we going to do that? Well, I'm going to build 2 extra construction sectors right now. Those will be the first 2 buildings, and then we'll have to feed them with the right resources. So we're going to get into iron mines. We'll build 2 in New York. We'll build, let's see, I want to see places where there's a lot of peasants because they can work in your facilities. So we're going to build 2 in Pennsylvania. And that's it for now. Then we need logging camps because we need wood for this. So we're going to do the same thing, but this time in New York and also Pennsylvania. And we can just check again, what do we need? We need tools, fabric, wool, and iron. So we also need some fabric, which is produced in a cotton plantation. So let's see, we'll build 2 more cotton plantations here. So now the resources for the construction will grow. So we'll have more resources available, which will lower the price. And as you can see, this is our weekly balance. We make a little bit of money each week. And some of that money goes into construction. And we can see right here, we spend 22,000 on construction. And we can even see the prices. And of course, if these prices go up because there are shortages, we're going to pay more for construction and we'll run into a little debt. So we want to keep all of these resources incoming so that we can produce fairly quickly. So let's unpause for now because we've set up a few of the basics. Now, one of the things I like to do is get colonizing all the way. So we'll colonize right here in our own states so that we can get the whole of the United States together. And I like to do some colonization down in South America, which can be really nice. We can see that they're growing small colonies here now, and that can help us get some extra land down here in South America. Now the problem is we do have a colony here now, but they have nowhere to go. They can't do anything. So we'll have to build ports there to connect them to the home market. So that's what we'll do soon. Now, one of the things in this game is you'll get a lot of notifications and a lot of events will happen. They will pop up right here. And in this case, we get the Worcester versus Georgia, an event in Georgia. President Andrew Jackson has defied the ruling of the Supreme Court and ordered the removal of the Cherokee people to the Indian Territory. What does the Supreme Court's opinion matter? All we need to do is fire under them. And when it gets hot enough, they'll move. All right, so we don't have a real option. All we can do is that even legal? And then it will add the Indian removal to our diary. And basically, we will now move all the Indians towards the Indian Territory right here. Another event. Chief John Ross, one of the principal Cherokee chiefs, has presented a petition to Congress asking them to void the treaty which will compel the Cherokee Nation to relocate to the Indian Territory. This petition has almost as many signatures as the entire Eastern Cherokee population. And now we do have an option. We can say a treaty is a treaty, we cannot rescind, or we can have a conscience. No, we're not going to have a conscience. I want them removed. France wants a trade agreement. I'm not going to do that. So one of the good things about this game is you get a lot of notifications here that will help you determine what to do next. So we can see that we have a shortage of tools and a shortage of iron. That will immediately translate into higher prices. So we can see that we are now paying more for construction. So what we can do then is we're going to import some tools. And the tooltips in this game are awesome. You can immediately see what it will do. So if we take this one, if we take the tools from the British market, you can see that it will cost us some money, but we can also see that the price for tools will go down on the American market, which is what we want because we want cheaper tools. So we're going to trade with them. We can even trade with another nation and see the price go down even more. And we're going to do the same with iron if we can. Yes, there's a lot of iron to be imported. We can even see that the price will drop significantly if we take this iron order. So we'll do that. Of course, at the same time, we are building iron mines that will also help lower the price. So these trade routes can be obsolete in a while. But for now, let's use them so that we can build cheaper. And we should see the effects of that rather quickly, because construction should slowly become cheaper every week, and that should put us out of debt. Now, since there's a lot of talking to be done in this game, I won't be watching chat that much. I'm really sorry about it. I will take my time for it in a little bit, but we'll have to do some startup stuff. I know my streams are watched quite well after they're published, so that's why I keep talking. Let's see, we have 5 reserves, so let's recruit another general. Let's see, he's meticulous, so he's very good, and he's an explorer. Oh, I like that. He can be right there. Let's take a look at our military. We have 11 regular battalions, so they will be always available to fight, and we can recruit a lot of conscripts. They're not really that good, but at least we can. So that's done. Now let's see, iron is still very important. Can we import some more? Yes, but it's still very, very heavily priced and we don't have enough. We have isolated regions because of the colonization that we're doing, and there's not a port there, but they'll be there soon. We have military goods that are expensive. Now that's never good, but yeah, it's not a lot we can do about it. We can do one trade route, but that's it. We have areas that don't have all the access to the market, and that is a problem. And especially in New York, that is a problem. Because when you're not using all your infrastructure, you get a few downsides from that. And that's not what we want. So what we're going to do, we need to improve the infrastructure right here so that everybody in New York can access the market. You can do that in 2 ways. Either increase the size of your port. It will add 15 infrastructure points, or build a railway. Now, the railway is not really an option right now because we don't have trains yet. We're not building any trains. So we'll raise the size of the port, and that should help out. Now, since that's really important to make money, I'm going to speed that one up. That's the last one. I hit the Alt button and click it, so now it's put on the top, and in 15 weeks we'll have an extra port there, which is, well, quite good. I'm going to speed things up a bit more. And we also have an insufficient taxing capacity in New York, which means that we're losing money. They're not taxing as efficient as they should be. So we need to increase the government size. Let's do so. And then we can get all the money that we need. Henry Clay, leader of the intelligentsia, has proposed outright prohibition slavery in all our new Western territories. Some opponents demand simply moderation, but others are demanding legalization of slavery. So we can reject it, we can accept it, and there will be no slavery in the West, or we can expand slavery. Oh, I'm going to reject slavery. I want to get rid of slavery as soon as we can. The most prominent members of New York high society have been seen organizing luxurious parties in the new and lavish urban buildings. Alright, they'll become more happy, and they'll become even more happy, but they will also accept or expect a higher standard of living. Well, let them celebrate. That's fine. They can celebrate. I know Dana's doing pretty well. As far as I know, she's been commenting quite a bit on videos and the post that I've put out, and she sounded pretty happy, so I hope she's doing well. I think she might also be busy with all the stuff relating to her moving to Ireland or Scotland, and I don't remember what it was. So I think she's just very busy as well, doing all those things. We have an unproductive trade route, so let's get rid of it. We make a little bit of money. Now, in the beginning of the game, running into a little debt isn't that hard, or not that much of a problem. We still have 2.8 million in reserves in gold, and we can even run a slight deficit for a while. We'll have to pay some interest, but that's okay. But it's good to not let it get too bad. For now, this is fine. Let's see, the grand plan pays off. Henry Clay, the methodical leader of the intelligentsia, has been studying, working behind the scenes for some time now, and all of his work paid off. Alright. Well, we'll have him reap the benefits of that. The ardent abolitionist writer died in a firefight against a pro-slavery mob which has gathered in front of his house. The story has gone national and radicalized previously apathic individuals high and low. Daniel Webster will change ideology to an abolitionist, and I believe David Webster is not our president, so he's probably somebody important. Alright, well, I'm against slavery, so we'll do that. I think that's always good. So, improving our relations is good. Texas apparently did good in the war. So what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to start bankrolling him. That means we pay for a tiny bit of money, and we pay them basically for their expenses, but they will like us more and more quickly. Unproductive trade routes, let's get rid of those. Always get rid of unproductive trade routes. Low market access, but we are working on that with the new ports that we're going to build. So this is all ignorable. Alright, so we had an election. We can see that the Democratic Party became the biggest and the Whig Party came in second. And after an election you get a chance to change your government. Now our government legitimacy is already pretty high, so we have a lot of power there, but we can reform the government and add other parties to it with all their own ideas and stuff. Now I think most of you that already watch these games will know about that, so let's see what happens. You can just play around with it. So you can see if we add the industrialists, we'll lose a little bit legitimacy, but they'll be in the government then. Well, I don't want that. With the petit bourgeoisie, we'll even lose more legitimacy. But if we bring in the Whig Party, these are all the parties that actually got votes last time, then we get 100% legitimacy. So we have a very strong and powerful government. And that's what I want, so let's do so. And now we have a very strong, good government. Let's see, are there any laws that we can enact that might help us? You can see we have laws for our power structure, for our economy, and for human rights. And, well, if we want to try and ban slavery, we have a 26% chance every half a year that it will work. So that's not really a high chance. I don't want to do anything about migration. I don't want to do anything about women's rights at this point, so mostly we don't want to do anything. We might want to get a dedicated police force, because we'll have less turmoil and we get fewer radicals, but it's only a 34% chance. That's not actually that high. Not going to change our tax laws. So I guess we can leave most things just as they are for now. We have a pretty stable government at this point, so let's just go. So let's just take a look at our cute nation. Our building queue is almost empty, so that's a good thing. And we still make a little bit of money. So we're going to add some construction sites soon. Defamatory article. A newspaper called the Virginia Bulletin has printed a bigoted article about the Afro-American people living there. We can suppress the article or we can let it be released. If we suppress it, we lose authority. And if we ignore it, it's -1 standard of living modifier for Afro-American in Virginia. Well, I'm going to ignore it because I believe in a free press. And bleeding Kansas. Abolitionists and proponents of slavery have been pouring into Kansas, hoping to shape the territory's government to their liking. Paramilitary groups have begun committing acts of violence against each other and civilians. Ooh, that's not good. That's really hard. Border ruffians cannot dictate law. Kansas must be a free state, or jayhawkers do not decide who is right. Kansas will be a slave state. No, no, no. It will be a free state. I don't want slaves in here. We'll keep it like this. All right, we're going to add 2 more construction sectors. Now you can see that if I keep the tooltip open for a little bit, you get per level of construction sector a 1% state construction efficiency bonus. So the more you build in one state, the faster building will be in that state. So that's really good. But of course we need states with a lot of people to actually be able to build a lot of buildings there. So I'm going to build 2 in here because I think that's worth it. And we're going to build 2 in Pennsylvania. And I think that should be a good option. I also think that the expenses for us building are now quite good. Prices aren't actually that high. I can show you if the tooltip stays, yes. So 19.9 on iron isn't actually that high. So we need to keep these prices low. So after we've built those building sites, we're going to invest again in iron, wood, tools and fabric. Now that will benefit us in 2 ways. Sorry about that. It will benefit us in 2 ways. One, we will have cheap construction because we have plenty of resources to do all the construction. But every time you build a building that will extract resources, or you build a factory or whatever, you can employ people there. And employing people there will help you grow your economy. So that's really important. So let's just go ahead with this. We can see there's still a lot of people available in Pennsylvania. So we'll build 3 iron mines there. We'll build 1 in New York. We'll build a few logging camps. And I think Ohio could be a very good spot for that. We'll just do 5. Then we need to build a few more cotton plantations. Let's see, where can they be quite efficient? Well, we built 2 in North Carolina and 2 in Missouri. And then it's time to also start working on the tooling industry. Let's place them in Pennsylvania. 2 tooling industries. So this will give people a job. This will grow our economy because they will get a salary for that and they can buy stuff for it. But it also helps us to build faster and grow even quicker. So that's good. Now let's see. Through the widespread introduction of the atmospheric engine in the mining industry, productivity is at an all-time high. Oh, that's cool. Oh, that's a good bonus. Oh, I like this bonus. We get extra coal, iron, lead and sulfur. That's very nice. I don't understand shit of the game. Well, basically, it is quite a complex game, so you really have to get into it. But you can keep it pretty simple. Yeah, Texan statehood is completed. So if we click this, welcome to America. It has won its independence and is now one state for me. Yeah, we got it. Ah, that's cool. It's now part of America. So basically it all comes down to doing the math. If you want to understand the basic economics of this game. So for instance, if we go to our market, we can see which goods are very pricey. And we can see that tools right now are really pricey, but we need tools to construct buildings, I believe. Let's go check. Yes, we need tools to construct buildings. So what we want to do now is we want to start building tools or constructing tools. For that, you go to your industry, you select the tool workshop, and you can see to produce 80 tools in one level of the tooling workshop, you need wood and steel. Okay, so let's go see how we can get wood. Well, that's just the basic resource. So you build logging camps and you get the wood to create tools with. Steel is a bit more complex because we need the steel mill. And you can see that the steel mill needs coal and iron and then provides steel. So you build coal mines, iron mines, you build a steel mill, and then you can get steel. And that's the way that you can grow your nation, because in those buildings, I'll show you right here. I believe there is a steel mill in Pennsylvania. Let's see. Yeah, there's a steel mill right here. You can see they employ people. They now employ 5,000 out of the 14,000 that they can. And all those people will be paid a wage. And with that wage, they can buy new goods. And so basically we're pumping money into the economy. And that's all you have to do. Just pump money into your economy. But yeah, it's a very complex game. And it really helped me to just play around with it. Try different things. But I do really love this game. It's excellent. We have 2 battalions in reserve in Dixie. So that means we already have a general there. That we can promote our general and he can have more troops under him. So right now he can only have 5. But if we promote him, he can command more units. So we'll do yes. And now those units are no longer here. They are now under his command. Trade route importing sulfur from the Bitches market is unproductive. So apparently we produce enough of our own. Insufficient taxing capacity in New York. That's a problem, but we're already building a new government building to increase the taxes, so that's good. Low market access, that's a real problem, so we need to solve that. We need to build a few ports probably. Virginia, North Carolina needs an extra port to get some extra infrastructure. New York needs 2 extra ports then. And that's it. All right. And now our little colonies down here also have ports. So now we can reach them as well, which is great. So now we have functioning colonies here. They just need to grow. There's only 6,000 people there yet, but it's growing. So that's good. And later on we can get nice industries here. So for instance, we can get coal mines, sulfur, fishing, we can get ranches. So that's all very good. And the whole purpose of colonizing, of course, is to get access to new resources all around the map, which is very good. I hope we can. Let's see, we have expensive government goods, but that's usually the case. Ooh, here we go. We're going to have a fight. Now things get interesting. We have a native uprising. The Sioux Nation. Where are they? Right here. This big chunk of land is... They're mad at us. And they want to fight us. So basically there's 3 phases in this. We have the escalation phase. Where you can demand what you want. So you can see that they're demanding quite a bit of territory. And as a demand back to them, we will annex them if we win. If they win, they will get all of this land. So that's basically what you do in the escalation phase. You're just escalating it and seeing what you want. I'm going to prepare for this. I'm going to mobilize all my generals and put them at the front line so that they are prepared. Now we'll get time rolling. Now during the escalation phase, not much more will happen. So this is over pretty quickly. Then we get to the next phase, which is very interesting. Let's get to it. And then we'll see. Now we are in the diplomatic phase. Now there are different countries normally that can respond to this, that have a say in it, and that can sway either way. So for instance, Great Britain, France, Austria, those nations usually tend to have a say in it and can pick one side or the other and fight along with them. Which can be very hard if you pick the wrong enemy and quite a few of the big powers start to help them, then you might be in trouble. And of course, after this, we'll get to the actual fighting, or they can back down, of course. I mean, you can see that they're worried. So there is a chance that they will back down and just think, oh, well, we're not going to get into this action. We'll just give in. Usually the Indian states don't, because, well, that will just mean that we will annex them. But we'll see. Let's just go ahead and see what happens. We can now see that they have 5 mobilized battalions. We have 13. We have a 53% advantage, so we should be the better party, but we'll see. Now, one of the great things about this game, in my perspective, is this whole war system. There's a lot of complaints about it, a lot of people crying over it, and they hate it, and they don't want it, and they want to move armies around the map and stuff like that. That's all fine. To arms, yes, there we go. I completely love this system. I mean, there's still tweaks to be done to it. They can enhance a few things, but just the fact that you don't have to worry about all the fighting, moving armies around, I really love it. And here we can see a fight actually going on. We're losing it. What's this? I've never lost a battle. Well, I know that today a tweak came out. They did a little patch and they made the natives stronger. And the thing with Paradox games is that they're not really good at balancing most of the time. So they probably overdid that a bit. But we'll see. We are still victorious. So that's quite interesting. We were beaten up and now we are still victorious. So yeah, we'll have to see that. Fieldworks unlocked. Oh, that's good. Now we're better at defense. Let's pick a new research. Logistics. So basically now we're going to fight them. Hopefully we win all the battles and we can annex them. But I do love this fighting system because I don't have to pay attention to it all the time. You can just let it go and we can focus on the nation building that I like so much. All right, we're on a slight deficit. We can do... Ooh, we can do more colonizing. That's cool. Let's go colonize Senegal as well. I just want to get colonizing like crazy. I like it. Now, they will also give us the problem... Ooh, we have 2 battalions in reserve. Why? Oh, in Senegal. That's nice. Let's recruit a general there. This one. We'll have to build a few ports now because we have some isolated regions. So I'm going to set up some ports there. In Gambia. Very nice. So soon we will be spread out all over the world. Might also lead to some conflicts with the natives there, but that's fine. We can deal with that. And I think it will give us access to quite a lot of nice stuff. But we need to build these ports first, otherwise we can't ship troops there if we get into problems. So it's important that you... in accordance with the removal treaty, it is time for the Cherokee of Arkansas to relocate to the Indian Territory. Some holdouts refuse to leave their homes and many are poorly equipped for the journey. Well, we can coerce them with the bayonet. And the peasants and laborers from the Cherokee will move, but many will die. Or offer some assistance for their journey. But that will cost us a lot of money that we don't have at this point. So, sorry, they'll just have to go. Alright, so here we are. We have apparently won all the battles. So that's good. And all we have to do now is wait until this number, their war support, will go down to -100. And then they will give in and we will have won. And we'll have a big chunk of land to add to our own. Oh, that's nice. Let's see, how's our building queue doing? Well, those tooling workshops are coming in. That's great. And a lot of ports for the new colonies that we've created. That's interesting. We lose a tiny bit of money, but we still have 2.5 million in reserve, so this is fine. And we can see that our economy is already slowly growing. Kind of hoping we can kickstart that soon, but for now this is good. And I'm very tempted to add 2 extra construction sectors somewhere. And that'll be Ohio. So that we can build even faster. But we'll have to check the market. Yeah, tools are still very expensive. So we'll need to work on that. But tooling workshops are on the way. Price of... we annexed them, so that's good. We'll go check on that soon. Price for wood is good. Price for iron is even a bit cheaper than normal, so that's very good. So we are doing good on that front. There's no real issues there, so we can build pretty cheap. But let's keep that up, and we can now see this is all part of our territory now. Now this could result in us being able to do more colonies. No, not this time. Well, it's starting to look a little bit more like the regular United States of America. Interesting. And let's build these construction sectors first so that we can get into some extra construction. I do believe we need... I bought the game also for my friend who loves playing Hoi. It was a gift for his birthday. He's very happy with it. Oh, well, I've played some Hoi 4 as well, but I haven't done it in like 2 years or something like that. I'm a bit done with war games. But this, I totally love this game. It's great. I just like to, well, right now, of course, in stream, I don't do what I normally do, but I just have a calculator here trying to calculate stuff and things like that, just to manage the economy. This is my dream game. But I won't do that on stream, of course. But yeah, we have a problem with tools. We need a lot of tools. Let's see if we can get a good import for it. This works. This will lower prices significantly. So this is good. Now we should be able to build quite a bit cheaper again. Let's see. We still have isolated regions, but we're building ports there. Low market access in Virginia. That's also where the ports come in, so we'll have to wait a bit with that. It's a bit of a waiting game sometimes. Developing your economy takes time. How are we doing concerning with the... Oh, we have unproductive trade routes. All right, we'll get rid of it. There's still high tensions in a lot of territories around us because a lot of those Indians are on high alert. So there might be another uprising soon. And one of the interesting things can be that there will be an uprising. For instance, the Ute in Colorado might rise up against the Mexicans. And what I did last time was I joined them in their fight against the Mexicans. We've beaten up the Mexicans, so they got a pretty big territory. And after a while, they started attacking me, and then I could take that whole area for myself, which was interesting. Our efforts to remove the Cherokee from eastern lands has led to the death of many during the overland march westward. Well, I'm sorry. The fugitive slave. A slave belonging to John Calhoun has escaped his estate and fled to the northern Free State. Calhoun has demanded his return, but abolitionists are calling for his demand to be ignored. We shall find and return John Calhoun's fugitive slave. Only the Southern Planters, one of the political groups, will approve that. Or we're not going to help him. I'm not going to help him. I think we should be proud of that slave that escaped, and we should help him. Alright, a lot of ports need to be built. After that, we're going to focus on our industry again. And I think we need another steel mill to provide us with the steel that we need for our industries. And we need to work on some motor industry, because we're going to need trains to work on the railroads as soon as we get those railroads. So let's start working on that. And besides that, we need just a lot of resources. So let's continue with those. Yeah, we'll build 2 in Pennsylvania, 2 in New York, 2 in Massachusetts. We need some more wood as well. 1 in Ohio, 2 in Pennsylvania, and 2 in Indiana. We're not building much in Indiana, so that's good. Also need some cotton then. Well, we can see that cotton grows in states that don't have a lot of people, so we'll have to spread it out a bit. Well, I hope you enjoyed the game. I'm not sure if this is... I mean, there are a lot of YouTubers playing this game right now, and they're all going crazy with the game, doing all these interesting things that I don't do, like trying to find exploits and use them and do all these fancy diplomatic ideas and stuff. I don't do that. I just try to play the game as it's meant to be and as I like it. I just like the economic side of this and the society side. So let's see, can we do some laws? Can we make our nation look better and stuff like that? That's what I like. I would like to ban slavery, for instance. Well, let's just give it a go, maybe. No, not yet. Let's see. We can get a dedicated police force. I think we're going to try to get that. So we get a better police and we get fewer angry people in our nation. Oh, that would be nice. All right, we're really starting to construct buildings at a good pace right now. I really like that. And the quicker we can build, the quicker we can grow our economy even further. Although our people are still quite poor or impoverished. So we'll have to do something about that. But that will come along with the economic growth. So that's interesting. We'll have to see. Yeah, they're building the ports in the faraway nations now that we started colonizing. Can't do another colonizing, so we'll have to wait with that. Here we go. Oh, a lot of stuff to be done. I'm going to focus on the market soon. And then we'll see if we can make our economy even better. Let's see, the Indian removal. Ah, the same one again. Yeah, we're going to coerce them by bayonet. They need to move, apparently. So this is going to turn into a series. Might be, might be. I have a few different plans, actually. I I'm not sure if I will do a series with the United States. I might do a series with like Holland or just one of the smaller nations that has a little bit more of the action. That's true, Kevin, that's true. And I play it as I like it. But I think I'll be doing quite a bit of streaming with this, because I like this a lot. But I've also been thinking, I still have my Twitch channel. I have 99 followers there. And I believe you need to get to up to 100 and then you can turn on a whole bunch of nice things. So I'm thinking I will use the Wednesdays to stream on YouTube, and then I will use the Sundays to stream on my Twitch channel. See if I can grow that a bit as well. And maybe get some cross interests around it. And grow both in a quicker pace. That would be nice. But that's just still an idea. And then one of those two might be just streaming this game or games like this. And on the other channel I might do different things. So I'm thinking basically to keep my YouTube for games like Ostriv, Foundation and all those nice games. And I will do streams with Victoria 3 and maybe some Europa Universalis 4 and stuff like that on my Twitch channel. But I'm not really sure. I will see. All right, let's get this. The political wills and desires of the lower classes will always remain an opaque matter. For whatever reason, support for dedicated police has spread like wildfire across the United States of America, spurred on the charismatic speakers and lively debates in small-time social clubs. So that's nice. So we can get a 20% enactment success for the dedicated police force. Or we can get more loyalists. Well, I want a 20% increase in the success rate. Now it's 59. That's really good. I hope we can get it enacted now. It'll be a good law that we can use. Alright, there's still low market access in certain areas, like in New York, but we've completely built up the port, so we'll have to build a railroad there. Nationalism is unlocked, that's one of the tax. We don't really need it at this point. And we need to build a railroad in Pennsylvania as well, just to make sure that we give market access. So that our production really reaches the market, which is important. We'll really need that. We have government expenses. Yeah, that's fine. Well, we still run a slight deficit. We still have 1.6 million in reserve. And we're pumping money into the economy, so that's good. Slowly the economy is growing. And that's what we want to reach. We are now building a motor industries. So we can build trains. And we are building a steel mill to get some extra steel. Now let's take a look at the market. We can see that quite a few products are priced very high. Now that's not a very big problem. For instance, stuff like tea and porcelain and luxury clothing, only the richest of the rich will buy those. And they can pay those high prices, so that's not important. But these clippers, for instance, are used in shipyards. And our ports use them. They're using for fishing. So we need clippers. So I'm going to, come on, yes, I'm going to do a buy order for them and make sure that we can buy some. But we'll have to invest in building some clippers for ourselves to get them cheap. And this is food, groceries. So we'll need to invest in groceries because everybody will be buying groceries. They will need to eat. So we'll have to invest some money in that because now that's very expensive. So a lot of money from our pops will go into that, and they don't have a lot of money to spend on other stuff. So that's one of the things we're going to be focusing on. Building up the... Basically, I'm going to try and get my people the basic needs that they have so that they can spend money on other stuff as well. What was meant as a routine speech about the merits of dedicated police force by Daniel Webster has quickly devolved into a public relations disaster for the petite bourgeoisie. Alright, so we get a minus 15% enactment chance or a minus 10% enactment chance. I will do the last one because I really want this law to get passed. So basically we're going to look at the food industries and what they produce. We can see right here that they produce groceries and liquor. And they need grain and sugar. So we need grain and sugar, and after that we can get some food industries. That's true, Gratje, that's true. Now all those Yankees will go crazy. All right, let's produce some grain and some sugar together right here in a grain farm or a wheat farm. We'll build 3 in Massachusetts, 3 in New Hampshire. We can also build just sugar plantations for a lot of sugar. That's nice. Alabama, Georgia, 2 in West Virginia. We can also produce just some grain. We can use that as well. All right, I'll pause for a second so we can get over these things. So yeah, all right, we are now going to produce food to make groceries. And after that's all done, this is quite the building list. We of course need the industry for the food. So let's build 2 factories in Illinois. So we can produce extra groceries. Now we have canneries unlocked that they can be used in the food industries. So that's nice. Yeah, I'm basically behaving like an American. We're just getting rid of all the natives and then claiming this was always our country. And then, well, we'll see what happens. Maybe I'll think I'll be the best country in the world as well and trying to be the world police. Although that's not going so well for the United States, so I'm not going to do that. Well, slowly things are working out. Our military consists of 13 regulars now. That's nice. And buildings. Yeah, we are doing quite a construction. Now, if you want to know how deep this game is, you can see right here. We can see here our food industries, for instance, and then we can see all these different tabs. We can change a lot about our buildings. So, for instance, the basic production method is to use bakeries and just bake bread. And this will have an effect on what will be produced there and what they consume. We can also put in sweeteners that will greatly enhance the amount of groceries that we produce, but it will also require more goods. Later on, if we invent it, we can have baking powder. We can produce even more groceries, but it will cost more grain and sugar. Right now, we're putting the stuff in jars, which has no real bonus. But we can also do canneries, which will mean that we will produce extra groceries. But it will cost us extra iron and fish. And we can already see that the prices for those will raise significantly. A silver number means that you pay around average price, and a gold stack means that you pay top price. So we can see that this will be much more expensive. So there's all these different ways in which you can tweak your economy, but it's really tough to manage all that. But we'll see how good we can do. All right, we recently unlocked nationalism, which will lead to new laws and stuff. Let's see if there's anything else that we can do. Let's do some modern sewage. We can get... Ooh, let's wait with that. Let's do modern sewage first, yeah. All right, we now have dedicated police force, and we get these bonuses, which are very good. I like it. So now we'll have fewer radicals and fewer problems with those radicals in our nation. Who doesn't like that? Well, probably those radicals, but for the rest, I think everybody should love it. Still low market access in Pennsylvania and New York, but we're building the railways there. I think I need to speed those up though, because we're losing money over it. And I don't think that's the way to go. So let's do it like this, yes. In 22 weeks, the railways will be done. And we won't lose so much money. I wouldn't play Sweden. It would be so boring. Always neutral. Well, not in that time period. So you might even give it a try. I can tell you that. Let's see. What else can we do? Well... I think we're already doing quite nice. We even increased the standard of living a little bit. Our literacy is going up. Our GDP is going up. We're still the number 6 nation in the world. That's nice. Population is slowly growing. There's an election going on. After that, we can see if there's maybe another law that we can enact in our nation that can help us forward. We do have quite a nice army, although we have one guy with no troops. We'll retire him. Let's get rid of him. I don't want guys without troops. 1 port max level. Oh, that's nice. That means that we can build bigger ports, get more ships out of that. Now, let's see. In our shipyards, they built the clippers, and we're going to need a lot of clippers. We already have a shortage. So let's build 2 shipyards. Well, we can see that overall the prices are dropping a bit. We had very, very high prices with up to 75% more paying than normal. And we can see that, for instance, tools are now way cheaper than they were before. They're now a very good price, so that worked out. Wood's a bit expensive, so we need to build a few more lumber mills, but they're coming, so that's good. And focusing on groceries and maybe some furniture could be really important now, just to keep everybody happy with their basic goods. Alright, General Taylor has made public statement in support of the Whig Party, bringing into question the political neutrality of the military. Well, either he can say what he wants, we can reprimand him, or we can make him a politician. Alright, we'll make him a politician, that's fine. I don't care. Let's take a look at our great nation. Well, there's not a lot of natives uprisings, so it's pretty peaceful. Would be great if we could capture a few of these territories, but right now we can't do anything with them. For instance, if we want to go to war with Mexico, we can. The election results. The Whig Party has won. After that, the Democratic Party and the Progressive Party. Alright, well, let's see. This is the Progressive Party. So basically, we can put everybody into the government, but we're not going to do that. I think we're going to keep the government as it is. I don't see a reason for change. We have 100% legitimacy, so we are the rightful rulers. Let's see, are there any laws that we can get? We have a 49% chance of banning slavery. I like that. So let's ban slavery. Let's get rid of it. I don't like slavery. Oh, we're talking about IKEA now. Well, I have to go to IKEA with my dad tomorrow. He wants to buy something there and wants me to help carry it to the car and take it home and build it for him. So I'll be in IKEA tomorrow. No, I didn't announce because it was basically kind of a last-minute decision. At this point, let me read this and then I'll respond. Factories in New Jersey are refusing to hire Afro-American people owing to their status of second-class citizens. All hands are needed in the future. That's true. So, my wife has a very busy week. She won't be home, for instance, tonight. She wasn't home on Monday night. She just stays at little hostels or with friends because she has a lot of work to do this week all around the country. So I'm home with our daughter all the time, taking care of her, which is very nice, but also quite tiring. And this morning I had some problems again with my voice, so I wasn't sure if I would be streaming. So this evening I decided at around 6:30 or something like that I would stream. And of course, I have this whole new setup. I have the new microphone. It does work with recording and stuff, but I wanted to see if it really works with streaming as well. So I thought, well, I'm not going to put out a message. We're just going to try it, see if it works. And it works, so that's good. All right, he should be removed from office, or he retires. Well, we'll remove them both. That's fine. So yeah, it was a last-minute decision, and I wanted to see if everything works. Well, apparently it does. So I'll put out word next time. But of course, I've already done it a few times where I said, well, maybe I'll be there on Wednesday, or maybe I'll be there on Sunday, and then it didn't happen. So I was a bit cautious this time. But next time there will sure be another announcement, and I will also try and plan them a few days ahead so that you can actually see it in time. But this morning I wasn't even sure I was going to be here, and now I am. I don't think this will be a 2-hour stream though, because I can feel my throat a bit already, so we'll have to keep an eye on that. But yeah, I do like it. I don't really know if this is the game for streaming though, where I have to do a lot of talking with you guys. I mean, that's what I want. But I don't think this is the game to do a lot of talking and be reading the chat, because there's a lot of calculations in my head right now thinking about what I need to build, why I need to build it to keep my economy going. So I think I'll be doing another game next time on YouTube, and I'll save this game just for Twitch and do Twitch streams with it on Sundays. And then people who like my regular games and my regular streams can just visit the YouTube, and others can come to Twitch. I think that's a good thing. Oh, well, thanks. All right, let's see. So we're building the food now. And after that comes the food industry. So that's great. Some shipyards. And then we are already through with the production queue. Now we still make a slight deficit, and I want to change that. Ah, we have now banned slavery. Cool. So one of the ways to change our income, of course, is through things like taxes and what we spend. Now, I won't change the spending at this point because it's all average. And I don't want to raise taxes on the normal people because that will mean that they will spend less money in the economy. And that's not good because I want them to spend money in the economy so our economy grows. So I'm going to add a consumption tax, which is basically a tax that you can enact on anything that you are producing and selling. Now, of course, I'm not going to tax my services or regular things like clothing because all pops will buy those. And of course, if you tax them, the price will increase. So I'm only going to tax the luxury stuff like luxury furniture. And in this case, some tobacco. Those are the two that I will tax at this point. Only the rich people will buy these, so they will be the only ones that feel that I tax them. All the normal pops can just go by their day. And now we still make a lot of money, a little bit of money again, so that's good. So we'll keep it like this and try to keep growing our economy a bit. It's in a little bit of a downfall, but that will be fine. Yeah, we're not going to do this. We did change a law already. We have now slavery banned. Maybe there's some other thing that we can do as well. For instance, get a health system, but there's only 12% chance of that. We already have the dedicated police force. There's not a lot else that we can do. Guaranteed liberties. That's nice. 10% revolution, secession, procession speed, 5% less radicals. All right, well, we could guarantee everybody their liberties. That would be nice. Let's try that. Oh, we'll get to a perfect society fairly quickly. All right, so all of our agriculture comes together for the food industries. In less than a year, we'll have a better food industry, which means that the prices for that should drop a bit. I think I'm going to try and import some clothing because there's usually quite a bit on the market, and you can see that the price will drop for the American people, so more people will be able to buy clothing. That's what I like. Now, another way to make money is on tariffs. If you go to your market and you check your trade routes, you can see that we are exporting a lot of fabric. And there's only one that we can actually cancel. The rest of those exports we can't cancel. Now, I believe we run a slight deficit in fabric. Yeah, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to end this trade route with Britain. But I'm also going to put tariffs on the export, and you can see this will get us $5,000 in this case, so that's very good. So now we make some money on exporting those products. Now usually, of course, if a nation can find these somewhere cheaper, they will go do that, but I know that there's no cheaper fabric on the market. So we're not going to do that. Now, I'm not going to tax the incoming goods because that means that the price of them for our American people will go up. But I do like to put an extra price on exporting goods, and we can make tiny bits of money on it. Realism is unlocked. So now we get a 5% prestige bonus, and we can get to whole new researches. That's nice. So let's see if there's anything else that we are exporting. I don't think so. Not much. Small arms, maybe. We can make another 600 on taxing that, or putting tariffs on it. Same with artillery, hardwood. All the things that we only export, I'll put a price on. We make some extra money out of it. And that's good. That's another way to increase your income. And it will slow the economy a bit because we will sell a tiny bit less. But that's not really a problem because we're just building new... Oh, another one of these. Well, we get quite a few of these. I'll just coerce them by bayonet all the time. So we get quickly. Right now we're just pumping money into the economy with buildings, so that's good. People will get to work. Let's see. Let's check the market another time. Prices for transportation are quite high. It's produced in railways, so we might need to build a few more railways. I'm not going to bother these two because they're luxury goods, so glass and clothing are very expensive. Let's go to our industries. If we want more glass, we'll need to get more wood and more lead. And then we can produce more glass and lower the glass price. So that'll be interesting. We'll go to our resources. We'll build a few more lead mines. 2 here, 2 here, 1 here. We'll build a few more logging camps. Just to make sure that we have plenty of wood. And then we can build a few glass makers. So that we can get extra glass. And the other thing was textile. Well, we need fabric and dye for that. And I think mostly dye is pretty scarce. And if you check for a dye plant, you can see that there's 5,000 people working in a dye plantation. So there's only 2 places I can really build it. So we'll build those 2, that'll be fine. We need some extra cotton then. And then we can also build some more textile industries. And this way we are really producing everything ourselves, which is good for the economy. So we are investing money now into the economy by building those buildings, and then the economy will run itself. So that's good. Hey Instinct, how are you? Nice of you to be here. I'm already sorry that I'm missing quite a bit of the chat, but this game is very demanding for my attention. So let's see. Ooh, guaranteed liberties. We get extra support for it. That's nice. And yes, I do have a Twitch account. It's also Patmos4 or Patmos 1 of IV, but it's called Patmos 4. And I'll be trying to stream there on Sundays, so you're most welcome there, of course. Ooh, you watched like 50 hours of it. Well, I didn't. I just played 50 hours, and I'm no way an expert, but I know how to have a good time myself at this game, and I thought of showing it. Although this will probably be the only stream for a while on YouTube, because I would like to focus a bit more on all these city building games and stuff that I usually do. A devout scandal. It has been revealed that Colin Eaps of the Evangelicals has been having a secret affair with a member of the clergy. Ooh, his resignation is being demanded. Well, do we force him to step down or do we ignore it? Oh well, let's force him to step down. Why not? You go away, you bad man. You had an affair. That's not good. Market access in New York is low again. Well, we'll build an extra port and 1 extra railway. That should fix things. Same in Pennsylvania. Just an extra piece of railway should do the trick. Expensive government goods. Yeah, paper is still expensive. We need to do something about that, and there's not usually a lot to be traded for. So we're going to work on paper as well. So how are you, Instinct? Long time no see, basically because I wasn't here for a long time, but how are you? I hope everything is well. Let's see, can we do some more colonizing? No, that's still running smoothly. All right. I think we need to increase our government a bit. Oh no, we have quite a few points actually. Now that we make so much money, and construction is still pretty cheap, we could get another 2 construction zones. Let's do Kentucky and North Carolina because they have a lot of people, so we can do a lot more building there. And now creating all these buildings will go even faster. That's good. Crooked connection. Frustrated with the lengthy legal process surrounding guaranteed liberty, Zachary Taylor of the Intelligentsia has approached us with an offer to expedite the process, utilizing his personal connections. Grant him permission, so we get a 20% enactment time minus, so it will go faster, or we won't do it and it will go even slower. Well, I don't like the petite bourgeoisie anyway, so let's do this. We should get to try and pass the law even quicker. We now have modern sewage, +5 construction sector max level. We get a little bit of infrastructure from population, and the maximum infrastructure from population goes up as well. Oh, that's nice. What does this do? 20% extra cash reserves possible. Oh, well, that's interesting. So we can have more cash. We really start to make money. Now, you should always avoid making too much money, because that just means that you're putting money in socks under your bed and you're not really using it for the economy. So I don't think it's good if you make like 100,000 each a month, especially in the beginning of the game. There's no real use for that. Later on, it might just happen because you can't spend it anymore, but especially in the beginning, you shouldn't make too much money. There's just no use for it. Try and spend it on the economy, although we're a little bit on the downside because we have quite these expensive products at this point. But it's good that we are now investing in setting up a few industries with food and groceries basically, and the metal industry and the glass industry, so that's good. Now I would like to see, we are still quite a divided nation, and if you nitroglycerin, all right, that's nice. If you can see, these are all the incorporated states, so they're really part of a country. People there pay taxes and stuff. We still have quite a few provinces where people don't pay taxes and they're not really incorporated into our nation. So that's the thing we're going to change. It costs us bureaucracy, so this number will drop, but that's fine. We have plenty, and it will take up to 2 years to... Oops, that's the wrong button. It will take us up to 2 years to incorporate those. And once they are fully incorporated, they will start paying taxes and stuff like that. So that's really good. We'll see how that goes. A matter of security. With the proposal to pass the Guarantees Liberties Law, members of the government have voiced their concerns about it compromising the nation's internal security. A lower enactment chance or a bigger enactment chance? I want a bigger enactment chance. That's nice. Well, we don't seem to have a lot of problems at this point. What I do want to check though is the paper mills. We need paper, or we need wood and sulfur to run paper mills. But paper is so expensive, we need more of it. So let's set up a paper industry in Ohio. We need wood and sulfur. Now I believe that we have plenty of sulfur, but we do have a little wood shortage. Now wood is coming in already. We are building a few logging camps, but we need to build a few more. So let's do that straight away. Just to get a good paper industry going. And a few sulfur mines just to make sure that we produce enough sulfur. And then we can get paper for cheap, which is nice. That will help us to bring costs down, which is good. What's my picture on Twitch? Well, I will do, oh, I need to find my words. Once we, ooh, that's it. Guaranteed Liberties is now up. So, we get slower revolution progress. We get fewer radicals and more loyalists. So that's nice. But I will do a post about it when I've made my decision about the doing Twitch streams as well. And then I'll put a link in there, and it's already, if you go to one of my videos, it's down there, I believe. You can find my Twitch there, but I'm not 100% sure. I will put it in the description of my future videos so everybody can find it. But I do believe I have the same picture I have right here. I'm not 100% sure, actually. I think I would have to check that. Well, I might just do, actually. Let's see. Yeah, I have the same picture that I have right here. So the green, with the green letters. So you should be able to find it, I guess. And with the same name, so. Alright, we need to do something diplomatic because we have a lot of influence available to us. I think I'm going to improve relations again with somebody. We're going to improve relations with the Ottomans and with Russia. Ooh, and the Netherlands, of course. I want to be friends with the Netherlands. It's my country. Oh wow, that does sound like serious health issues. I hope everything's going to be okay. Alright, we are in the slavery debate, which means that slavery ban has to be enacted for at least another 10 years. And if we get into a civil war or something like that, it will be cancelled, so that's not good. So we need to make sure we don't end up in a civil war, which we should be able to do. No new colonies to be placed. Now I know that in their last update, they tweaked the Indians a bit so they won't rise up as often as they did. But I haven't seen them this quiet so much. Usually they rise up a bit earlier, but it's fine. We'll see. Ah, we're building the glassworks now. That's great. Because that should be quite beneficial since the market price for glass is still quite high. So producing a bit more glass can be really helpful. Although we are already producing quite a bit. If we check here, we can see that they're really employing people. We are the... Oh, we do good. We do good. Let's produce some extra glass. We can see that the lead is cheap, so that's good. We can produce glass in a good rate. And, well, they're doing pretty good hiring. So the glass industry works fine, and we should see prices of glass going down. It's not even here anymore. It went down right here. So glass is way cheaper now. That worked. We can see that the groceries are also cheaper now. Now we can see that coal becomes more expensive, and that's not what I want. I want my basic resources to be pretty cheap, so that everybody can buy them and use them. So let's invest a bit in the coaling industry as well. Well, I do worry, and I do hope everything will be fine, and you will be all well again. I sincerely hope so. So keep us posted if you want to on how things go, and if you if things are getting better and stuff. But it doesn't sound too good, so take good care of yourself. That's important. The Indian removal again. Well, we're going to coerce them by bayonet. In the end, all the Indians should be removed, so that should be done at a certain point. Now let's see, we run a slight deficit, but that's good. It's probably because construction, yeah, iron is getting a bit expensive again, so we should invest a little bit more in iron, I think. Let's check the pricing. Oh, steel is quite expensive too. Oh, iron isn't that expensive actually. Well, maybe a bit. So yeah, we need to invest a little bit more in iron as well. Ah, psychiatry. Oh, that's good for me. Interesting. That's nice. Let's go build some iron mines. And I'm going to move those up to the front of the queue to get iron cheaper, so that the whole building process gets cheaper. That's good for us. That will help us to make some money again. The Netherlands has ended their rivalry with Belgium. Not sure if that's a good thing. I think Belgium would be better off if they just were incorporated in the Netherlands again. But, well, it's part of the game. We'll have to accept it. Well, it seems our economy is a little bit stagnant at this point. Not really growing, although our literacy is growing, that's good. Population keeps growing slowly. And we can see that it's going a little bit up again. think when we changed the taxes, it went in a little bit of a slip, but now it's going up again, so that's good. The Ripper, the Globe newspaper reports a series of horrific murders in New York. According to the article, the police are powerless to stop the murderer, who they dubbed the New York Ripper. Well, we must bring the killer to justice. We get extra radicals if we reduce the standard of living, so that's not good. But we need to find this Ripper guy. I hope they do. Where is he? Yeah, right here. The police are pursuing promising leads and have a moderate chance to catch the killer. We can improve our odds by investing in the police institution. All right. So if we go to the institutions, we can see that here we have the police institution, but we cannot afford it at this point. If we can increase the chance of catching the Ripper. Now that's a good thing. We should increase our government administration a bit so that we have more bureaucracy to spend and we can get these better institutions. For instance, if we get education right now, we have a 25% chance of assimilating new people and we have a 20% education access. If we can raise that one, we can see that it goes better. We have a 30% education access and a bigger chance of assimilating people. Same goes with all of these. So it would be nice to get some extra bureaucracy so that we can get a better police force, for instance. Make them do their job better. That would be nice. You're too quiet, boys. Well, I think that Gratje fell asleep. He already fell asleep during streams of this game. He told me before, so... William Curry has challenged Thomas Jessup to a duel to the death. Oh, that's why I hate some men so much. Why do they want to fight all the time? Let's ban dueling. I don't like dueling. Behave as an adult and don't be stupid. Alright, let's see. We can see that they have a hiring problem right here in Alabama. There's not enough people, I guess, to fulfill all the jobs. And now we also have an infrastructure problem. Well, let's build a port so that we at least get the better access here. Unable to fully hire. Why is that? Yeah. Well, I guess we can check here. Population and employment is insignificant, so there's not a lot of unemployed people. Alright, let's go to our military now, because I want to get better at our military. Let's do rifling, so we can get better equipment for our soldiers. That would be nice. Oh, that was about cricket. Oh, I'm sorry. I just thought you were watching a few streams of this game and you fell asleep. My mistake. Oh, well, if I would be watching cricket, I would be... well, probably not asleep. I just don't understand the game, so I just don't watch it. I have no clue what they do at cricket. Alright, our clothing industry is being built a little bit. Then we get to ports and railways, and then we get the paper mills. That's nice. We can get some extra paper. Hopefully make some extra money. Well, we've been at this game now for 8 years, and we did grow our economy, so we did something right. There's not a lot of turmoil at this point, so that's okay. Can't do more colonizing. We even have nice colonies in the Americas, so that's cool. We can see right here, our little colonies are growing. So, yeah. At least we're achieving some stuff. I just need to provide a lot more jobs to people. We can see right here, we have our population. We can see by profession, most of them are laborers here, but we also have a lot of peasants. And peasants just don't do much except working on the land to feed themselves. So we need to get rid of the peasants. And that's basically what we're doing in all the states. We're trying to find jobs for them, create jobs for them by building industries and getting resources out of the ground. So we'll try and continue with that. Let's see, the markets. Yeah, coal is very expensive now. That's not good. Groceries got a little bit cheaper. That's good. Wheat is very expensive, but maybe we can buy some. Oh, this works. Let's buy some grain. Anything else that we can... Oh, we can maybe buy some groceries as well. No, there's always a shortage on that on the market. We have a shortage of fish as well, but the prices aren't that high. Only these 4 are really high priced. So yeah, we need to focus on coaling industry. But there it comes, the coal. And here's more coal, so that's working out. Gold rush. Ooh, gold has been discovered in American Colorado. People from all corners of the earth are converging there, confident that they will be discovering the next great lode and become incredibly rich. Well, spread the word. We're getting a lot more immigrants there. Ooh, we've unlocked a new technology. That's nice. Well, let's go check it like this. Too bad we can't build gold mines yet, because then we would really get rich. Ooh, we can see that our economy is working now. We actually make some money again. That's nice, but we really need to focus on more resources out of the ground. And coal is definitely one of them. Ooh, the dream. A story has been making the rounds about a miner who struck it rich and became the wealthiest man in his town. People in American Colorado are beginning to live beyond their means, convinced they'll all become rich soon. Well, it can't be that harming, and they'd expect a higher standard of living. Or we get more radicals as well. Well, they can't be that harming. It's fine. We'll see how it ends up. When will you beat the Mexicans? Well, that depends a bit on when they come for me. What I usually try is to interfere when they interact with some of the Indians and weaken them first, and then we'll get to it. But I do want to make America look the way it does in real life, so we will be going after them at a certain point. It's just not smart to go for them right now, because we only have 13 regular infantry that we can easily pay for. The rest is very expensive. And they have 10, so we're not even that much stronger. And there's a good chance that other nations might step in and help them. So I usually wait until I get my economy going in such a way that we can actually support a larger army. That's usually the best. And then we can beat them, that's no problem. The evangelicals wish to strengthen our ties to the Hudson Bay Company through our shared fate. Despite differences, we must cherish our shared values. We are American first, Protestant second. Yeah, that's true. America first. Alright. A cryptic letter from the Ripper. Police in New York have received a letter, allegedly written by the New York Ripper. The cryptic note might hold the key to uncovering his identity. It sings at noon in winter, never during fall. If you look at it through the mirror, it will be nearer. If you look at it through the snow, you'll see it below. I'll be in somewhere after dark. Come or not you might, but bear constantly in mind that I'm not always this kind. Alright, we get 10... Ooh, we lose 10 legitimacy. That's not good. Alright, so... our government isn't that legitimate at this point, so I think we'll have to play around with our government a bit. Let's see what happens if we remove the Democratic Party. Yeah, that's not working out. What if we remove the Whig Party? Well, that makes things better. What if we put the industrialists in? No, that's not working. What if we take the rural folk out? No, that's better. Now, this is even better. Yeah, the rural folk should be out, that's for sure. Maybe the industrialists in? Nope. The petite bourgeoisie? Oh, that's even better. Nice. Alright, so now we'll have a higher legitimacy with all these people in government, but we can't do that. Probably because, the armed forces want to join the Democratic Party. Now we have a good legitimacy. Alright, confirm. Is there any law that we can do now then? No, not really. No better institution as well. So we'll just keep rolling. Well, the thing is, with the update that came out today, they've made it way more likely for big powers to step in if you go for, like, if we are America now, if we go for Mexico and we try to take quite a few states, our infamy will get really high, and there's a way bigger chance of all the major powers stepping in, and that's not what I want. Because we can't fight the major powers yet. If you don't know, we have 13 battalions ready to fight. If we go check Great Britain, they have 187 battalions just ready to fight. France has 261 battalions ready to fight. We are not able to fight one of the big powers yet. So we'll have to be a bit careful. And one of the best ways to do that is by waiting for the Indians to rise up. We can't speed that up, so we'll have to wait for it. And just take our chances then. And there will be a war with Mexico. We can get claims on certain lands, and that will make it less likely for the big powers to step in. But we're not there yet. So we will get into Mexico at a certain point, but just not right now. If you get a good preparation, that's 50% of the effort. And I'm still working on a good preparation. We're not there yet. We have to recruit an admiral. All right. Now our economy is growing again. That's good. So we did something right. Our standard of living is rising a little bit again. So getting all these construction industries up is very good. I think we need some extra fish, by the way, but it also makes us need more clippers. And yeah, the price for clippers is pretty low. So that's good, but we might need a few more. Let's go build some fishing works in Florida and Virginia and Texas. We're not doing anything in Texas and New Hampshire as well. Might be good to spread out your industries a bit over different areas so people can get to work in all different states. That's quite good. For instance, if we take New York, we can see that there's 1.9 million people living there. So that's very good. But we can also see that unemployment is insignificant, so there's not a lot of people unemployed. And there's also not a lot of peasants available anymore. So if you build buildings in New York now, there won't be a lot of people that can work in your factory. So that's not good. Population growth is fairly quickly there, so if you wait a few years, then we can build new buildings there. But right now, that's not real smart to do. So spread your buildings out a bit. I know there's a bit of a bonus if you create bigger coal mines. So if you stack all those numbers, but you need to have the people to run them as well. So that might be something. Low market access. Are we already addressing that or not? Yes. All right. Well, it has been 1.5 hours right now. And I have to say my voice is starting to act up a bit. So I'm going to pause the game right here. We'll just watch what we've made of the United States of America so far. I will save this up, but I'm not sure if I will continue this right here on YouTube or on Twitch or start a new one on Twitch. I will probably do that. So, but at least we've seen a bit of the game. I've been back. We can see that my equipment is working again, so that's good. So hopefully we can have a lot of fun streams in the future. So thank you all very much for being here, especially my best friends, Ratje, Kevin, and Instinct, of course. I hope all the others will join soon again when we stream. They'll probably had something to do. That's totally fine. Thanks for being here. Thanks for supporting me. Thanks for being so nice to me. And thanks for hanging out with me. I've had a great time. I hope you did too. And I hope to see you guys soon again in another stream. That would be awesome. So there's the end screen. I'll be reading the chat for a bit, of course, and I'll respond there. But I'm going to, well, shut my voice up. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.